Looks like we're ready to begin, everyone. different than without the mic. So, again, I appreciate everyone's patience today. And as our superintendent had told me earlier, we're making memories. So even though it rained for those 10 minutes and changed things up a little bit, we're making memories for the class of 2025 for sure. But again, welcome parents, family, friends, and members of the community to our 81st commencement ceremony. I'd like to say thank you to the top students in the class of 2026 for their dedication in continuing the tradition of the daisy chain. And thank you to the Board of Education for their continued service, support of our school district in the class of 2025. At this time, I would like to introduce Class Treasurer Savannah Holt for the pledge to the flag. Savannah, come on up on this side, please. Guess you need to make sure that wasn't there. Sorry, Savannah. Again, if we could all please rise, and then if you could remain standing for the Star-Spangled Banner and the Royalton-Hartland alma mater. Savannah?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
I don't. Two flags. That's good. If I could have members of the chorus, please come up to the risers for the singing of the national anthem and the Royalton-Hartland alma mater. Thank you, members of our chorus. At this time, I'd like to introduce Class President Zamora Garcia Cacique for our welcome. Zamora, this side.
Good afternoon, family, friends, staff, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. My name is Zamora Garcia Cacique, and I'm so honored to be standing here today as your senior class president. I've thought a lot about this moment and what it would feel like to finally reach the finish line. And while I'm incredibly proud of all of us, I have to be honest, it's a little bittersweet. Today marks the end of something so special. This is the last time we'll all be here together in the same place as the same people who we've all shared so many unforgettable memories. But today is the day we've been waiting for. There's a quote I'd like to share by David Handler that says, "If we wait until we're ready, we'll be waiting for the rest of our lives." At first, I didn't fully understand it, but the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Because so much of our journey has been waiting for moments to begin and waiting for them to end, and waiting to feel ready when maybe the truth is we already were. From the time we walked into our first classrooms, we've been waiting. To meet our new teachers, to find our people, to see our first report cards, and maybe we even tried to hide them. We waited for middle school thinking it would be scary, and then high school came and showed us what real nerves look like. We waited for the first game, the first performance, the first acceptance letter, and of course we waited for this moment, for caps and gowns, and this exact day. As little kids, 2025 seemed like a dream that was so far away, but now it's here. And we've made it, and not just to this moment, but through it. And yet, as I stand here, I realize something else. I spent so much time waiting for dreams to come true that sometimes I forgot to live in the moments, only to realize that we were actually making them. The laughter in the hallways, the quiet nods from classmates who became friends, the teachers who saw more in us than we saw in ourselves, the setbacks that hurt and the comebacks that made us stronger. The days we thought we were alone and unexpected reminders that we weren't, that someone did understand and someone was there. Maybe it was a friend, maybe it was someone who just smiled at you in the hall, but it mattered. They always say that high school will be the best 4 years of your life, and honestly, we've all waited to feel that. But maybe now, when it's almost over, we finally realize it kind of was. Maybe waking up before 7 a.m. wasn't so bad after all, because with all those early mornings came memories we'll carry forever, friendships we'll treasure, report cards that made us proud, prep rallies that we won, school dances that we thought would be lame but somehow became memories, and all the little things that turned into big things. And so class of 2025, this is not an ending, it's just a beginning. It's proof that we are stronger, braver, and more ready than we thought. Let's not wait anymore. Let's take what we learned and step into what's next. Not when we're ready, but because we're ready enough. Congratulations and thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Class Secretary Emily Dewigger for the introduction of our guest speaker. Emily?
Good evening. Friends, family, and class of 2025, my name is Emily Dewigger. I am the secretary for the class of 2025, and I have the pleasure to introduce our guest speaker tonight. As we honor the hard work and dedication of the graduates, it's also time to reflect on our future. Mrs. Alterio is a newly appointed Director of Professional Learning at Williamsville Central School District. Mrs. Alterio began her career in education as an 8th grade teacher at Starpoint Middle School before transitioning into administration as Roy-Hart Middle School's principal from 2019 to 2021. Ms. Salutatorian is a graduate of SUNY Oswego Superintendent Development Program. She also holds a bachelor's degree in middle childhood adolescent education and a master's in literacy from the University at Buffalo. Mrs. Salutatorian's passion for education and dedication to her students and fellow educators is evident by the work she does inside the classroom and out, such as serving as the co-president of the Western New York Middle School Principal Association for the last 5 years. Her impact on the class of 2025 is immeasurable. She was a constant presence and guiding force through some of our most difficult years. There is no better voice to guide you as you step into your future. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to tonight's guest speaker, Danielle Alterio.
Good evening, Roy-Hart families, faculty, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. It's an incredible honor to be here with you tonight. Though I no longer sit in the principal's office in the middle school, being back here on this stage in this community feels like coming home. Because that's what Roy-Hart is, it's home. And tonight I want to talk about the one thing that makes this place so unforgettable, the community. There's something different about Roy-Hart. You can't quite describe it to someone who hasn't lived it, but we all know it. It's not just the purple and white colors that we wear with pride, or the small town spirit. It's the way people look out for one another. When I stepped into my role at Roy-Hart, I knew I was joining a school with a strong legacy. But what I didn't expect, what truly moved me and sticks with me every day of my life, was the way this community welcomed me, supported me, and made me feel like I belonged from day one. Being a brand new principal during COVID was a challenge, but it was also a privilege. It revealed the kind of strength, compassion, and determination that defines Roy-Hart. It taught me that leadership isn't about being in control, it's about being present, being real, and standing together through whatever comes our way. Since my time at Roy-Hart, I quickly learned that the community here is unlike any other place. At Roy-Hart, you show up, you check in, you care. You celebrate each other's wins, whether it's winning an agriculture competition or passing one of Mr. Eschborn's math tests. And when things get hard, you don't walk away. You come closer. You offer a hand, a ride, a meal, a moment. That kind of care doesn't exist everywhere. That kind of loyalty, that sense of being known, not just as a student, but as a person, that's Roy-Hart, and that's your foundation. At Roy-Hart, community isn't just a word, it's a feeling. It's the teacher who knew something was wrong before you ever said a word. It's the neighbor who cheered you on at your game, even if they didn't have a kid on the team. It's the small moments of kindness, connection, and loyalty that you may not have even noticed at the time, but will soon realize are rare and precious. Community means belonging, but it also means responsibility. And at Roy-Hart, you learned what it means to be there for one another. And that's just not a high school lesson, it's a life lesson. And it may just be your most important one. Community is what shapes us. It teaches us empathy, resilience, and the power of connection. It reminds us that success is not just about personal gain, but about lifting each other up along the way. And that's exactly what I hope you've learned here. You see, community isn't just something you have, it's also something you have to build. You build it when you take the time to check in on a friend who's struggling, when you help a coworker without expecting anything in return, when you choose honesty over popularity and kindness over convenience. And when you do, you'll find that you're not alone, because wherever you go, you're going to meet people who are also looking for connection and community, for trust, for safety, for the same sense of belonging you found right here at Roy-Hart. Now, as you go out into the world, you'll find places that move faster, bigger schools, bigger cities, a lot more noise. You'll meet people from all walks of life. You'll step into classrooms, job sites, and cities where no one knows your name, where no one waits for you in the hallway, where it's easy to feel like just another face in the crowd. But don't lose sight of what you've learned here, that we are strongest when we care for one another. Because no matter what letters follow your name, PhD, MD, HVAC, RN, it's kindness, not credentials, that will define the mark you leave. No degree or job title will take the place of human connection. No amount of money will matter more whether you know that, or if people know that they can count on you or not. You will always have the power to be the person that brings people together, to be the one who listens when no one else does, who sees others not for their status, but for their story, who builds bridges instead of walls. And in doing so, you bring a little piece of this community into every room you walk into. It's often said that your generation is growing up in a world that feels disconnected. But you come from a place that taught you better. You come from teachers who know your story, coaches who pushed you and protected you, friends who stood by you, a community that fills these seats to cheer you on, win or lose. And I want you to carry the understanding that community is not just where you're from, it's what you create and who you choose to be. So be ambitious, be bold, chase your goals with everything you've got, but always lead with your heart. Because the world needs more than your skills. It needs your compassion, it needs your integrity, it needs your Roy-Hart roots. I hope you take the Rams way with you into your jobs, your campuses, your service, and your future families. Let it guide the way that you treat others, how you tackle hard things, and how you show up for yourself and for others. You are respectful, accountable, motivated, and successful. You bleed purple and white. You are a Ram. And once a Ram, always a Ram. Let the world feel what Roy-Hart feels like. And when you come back, and I hope you do, you'll find all of us here cheering you on, just like we always have. Congratulations, class of 2025. Be proud, be kind, and above all, be there for each other. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to recall the senior chorus members back up for their singing of their senior song, of their choosing. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce class salutatorian Ella Martellata for her speech.
Good evening, friends, family, teachers, staff, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. My name is Ella Martellata, and it is my privilege to be giving the salutatorian address for the class of 2025. Finding the right message for this moment was a challenge, but what has resonated with me the most is thinking about who we are going to become as we commemorate the close of this era. When people ask where I go to school, and I respond with Roy-Hart, the questioning look that follows is guaranteed. When I answer them, I have to explain it's in the country, a small town, near Lockport. What I don't get to convey in this simple description is the full scope of opportunities and privileges that we've been given here. Going to a school where everyone knows your name can seem like a curse at times, but we often lose sight of its advantages. Having been given multiple opportunities, we have also had the chance to excel. Roy-Hart has allowed me to play in the band, participate in multiple clubs, play JV soccer, varsity volleyball, and varsity tennis, even though I had never even picked up a racket until my first day at tryouts in 10th grade. Throughout high school, we have introduced and identified ourselves by the activities and social connections in which we are involved. We've graced the stage in musical productions, held leadership roles in student government, showcased our talents on the sports fields, and have achieved academic honors with top grades. All of these roles have shaped us into the individuals that we are today. And for many of us, these characteristics are crucial for how we establish ourselves. As teenagers, we often find comfort in labels during our journey of self-discovery, especially when we have been gifted with so many opportunities that make it easy to define ourselves by niche groups and stigmas. But after today, who are you and who do you want to become? More than anything, what I've always wanted to be known for and what my parents have ingrained in me throughout my life is the power of my character. Character is not just a personal attribute, it is a force for good in the world. It encompasses our morals, integrity, and how we treat others. While achievements and accolades bring temporary satisfaction, their glow will fade with time. While I was writing this speech, I came across a quote that really stuck out to me. It said, "When cruelty becomes normal, compassion looks radical." Living in a world right now where cruelty is overlooked and kindness is not our default, it is important to remember that you have the power to choose compassion, the power to choose kindness, and the power to choose empathy. These choices are not easy, and for some of us, they do not come naturally. But it is how you live your life pursuing them that will make a difference in the world. To my fellow graduates, our identities are not rigid. We are woven with experiences, values, and aspirations. As we move forward, focus on building strong character, for it's the quality that will define us far more than our achievements or social affiliation. The uncertainty of the future can be unsettling, but it is also a catalyst for transformation. Embrace the unknown and allow it to shape you into the person that you are meant to become. The freedom you will experience now is a gift. I would like to thank my parents, the kindest people I know, for always supporting me, never pressuring me in my academics, and for always making me feel like I can achieve anything I want and become whoever I want to be. In the words of Phoebe Bridgers, anyway, don't be a stranger. Text me about your accomplishments, call me if you ever need anything, and say hi when we pass each other in the grocery store. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of the amazing teachers and friends that have made my high school experience so enjoyable. It has been a privilege to grow up with each and every one of you. Congratulations to the class of 2025.
Thank you, Ella. Now I'd like to introduce class valedictorian, Deanna Bryant, for her speech. Deanna?
Good evening, families, friends, faculty, and the class of 2025. My name is Deanna Bryant, and I'm honored to be speaking to you as the valedictorian of the class of 2025. I stand before you today on the day that marks the end of an era. It seems like just yesterday I was walking through those big doors as a freshman, avoiding eye contact in the halls, falling up the stairs, getting lost on the way to geometry. We've all done it. Now we're the cool seniors, and we're standing on the edge of the threshold, ready to start the rest of our lives. Now, I'm sure you all thought this was going to be a speech about how the timid little freshmen grew into young adults and are now sitting in these very chairs. You might be right, but let me paint this picture for you.
Looking back, there were countless highs and lows of the past 4 years. When writing this speech, I couldn't decide what the best message or lesson to pass on would be. I could tell you to always do your best or be your own person, and those would be good pieces of advice. However, it was a song. A song starts with silence, then one note, a chord, and eventually a voice that all harmonize into a beautiful first verse. This is what our years at Roy-Hart have been, and today marks the day that we end one verse and begin another. Music is alive. It's constantly evolving, and it doesn't always make sense. Sometimes lyrics don't rhyme, the tempo changes when you aren't expecting it, and the resolution isn't what you thought it would be. Songs naturally have highs and lows, just like life. These songs we've been writing are the same way. You failed a calc test? That was just one low moment. Before you knew it, you were at the chorus again when you won your senior night home game. We've all hit wrong notes, missed an opportunity, said something the wrong way. It's part of being human. No one learns from being perfect, and mistakes don't define who we are, but they're there to help us in writing that next verse. The most important thing is that we keep going. Who knows? The best part could be right up ahead, and you don't want to miss it. So, class of 2025, what's next? Whether you plan on going into the workforce, college, the military, or are undecided, you get to choose what genre you want your song to be. So get to it. Make it the most meaningful and catchy song anyone has ever heard. Be bold and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Songs, life, they're too short to be wasted. So here's to all the songs we've started, the songs we haven't finished, and the songs yet to come. Wherever life takes us all, I hope we can always find our way back to the melody that we started right here. Before I leave you all, there's one more message I want you to hear. Now I know music is such a big part of our lives and that we all like different genres, but I think we can all agree that every single song has a story to tell. The question is, what will yours be? Congratulations to the class of 2025. Remember, you hold the pen. It's your song. Whatever your next verse has in store for you, never forget this chorus, the one that we all share. I can't wait to hear the songs you create. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Heck, and the Board of Education President, Mrs. Blumerick, to officially commence the class of 2025. Mrs. Heck and Mrs. Blumerick, come on up. Man, I know it's
Thank you, Mr. Bell. It is my pleasure to preside over this ceremony today and to celebrate this occasion as a Roy-Hart family outside. Sitting before you today are a group of hardworking, talented young men and women that are continually supported by our community. Our scholarships and awards for 2025 totaled over $940,000 and included community contributions in excess of $55,000. These were awarded to this senior class, highlighting their exceptional talents and their dedication to their life pursuits. I hereby recommend the class of 2025 be accepted by Board President Mrs. Carol Blumerick and the entire Royalton-Hartland Board of Education and the New York State Board of Regents as having completed the required coursework for graduation. Mrs. Blumerick?
I'm the short one. I don't know how I can. Can it come down? I'm very short. Okay, there we go. I'm not wearing purple, but I wanted to tell you all, I am wearing my class of 1977 Roy-Hart class ring. So it still fits. To the class of 2025. Each year I look at the names of the graduates and I think of those of you I had either back in 3rd grade or in working with you on the musical. Did you know that Garrett could actually fly? I saw it with my own eyes. It got me thinking, you're all going to fly now. And truly, as Garrett will tell you, there's nothing like it. When you trust your goals and ambitions and pursue your dreams, be it higher education, joining the service or workforce, the sky is truly the limit for you all. In your faces, I see so many of you that always went above and beyond what was expected. I see Abby and Samantha working together on a persuasive writing project. They not only wrote an advertisement for an invention they wanted to sell, they brought in a whole backdrop and props. Well, of course, that was up my alley. I especially remember how kind and caring my class was that year. You were all so special. You are all so grown up now. Where did the time go? Your parents are certainly asking that now. In the musical Wicked, the song Defying Gravity has some of the most inspirational words I've ever heard. And yes, it is about Elphaba striving to fly. She sings, "I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know." She continues, "And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who'd ground me, take a message back from me." Is it kindness? Is it Cassidy and friend taking care of my dog Lola? Is it Haley, my neighbor, asking if we are okay after our garage burned down? Is it Jordan seeing if I've gotten all the service I needed at Tops? You're all flying, and I haven't even mentioned all I should. Elphaba says, everyone deserves a chance to fly. So fly. Pursue your dreams. Don't let anybody bring you down. It is my honor that on the behalf of the Board of Education, we accept your recommendation for the class of 2025. Congratulations.
At this time, I'd like to introduce co-class vice presidents Lila Brigham and Jackson West for the introduction of the advisors for the class of 2025. Lila and Jackson, come on up.
Hi everyone, my name is Lila Brigham and I am a co-vice president of the class of 2025 alongside Jackson West. Over the years, our class has been so lucky to have Miss Tinkham and Mrs. Casey as our advisors. They have put countless hours of work and so much devotion into making our high school experience one we will never forget. We have laughed with them, cried to them, cut thousands of pieces of construction paper to decorate our hallways with them, and have learned so many valuable lessons from them throughout high school. These two have shown us how to be leaders and take initiative while handling conflict with grace and a positive attitude. They have encouraged us to be confident and kind and to walk through life with a smile on our faces, no matter what. Miss Tinkham and Mrs. Casey, known to us as Tink and Auntie Meg, have motivated us to be the best students we can be and have always stressed the importance of being an even better friend and peer. We cannot thank them enough for helping us get through high school and for opening their doors to us when we needed to talk or were just trying to get out of class for like 20 minutes. Having them both as teachers, I can confidently say that they bring the same energy to their classrooms and leave the same impact on every student they teach. It is an honor to have them here at Roy-Hart, and it has been an honor to lead our class with them as our backbone. We all love them and will miss them so much, but I know they will be our biggest fans, no matter where we end up. Tink and Casey, thank you for all that you've done. I'm so proud of us all and wouldn't want to do these last 4 years with anyone else. Thank you.
At this time, as the class advisors read the names of the graduates, I'll ask Mrs. Heck and Mrs. Bloomrick and Mrs. Alterio to begin the presentation of the diplomas for the class of 2025. So if I can have the first row of graduates please stand. And then you're going to follow directions, walk around the daisy chain, and then come up on stage.
Guinevere Fuller, SUNY Brockport Communications.
Cherish Gregory, St. Bonaventure Individual Study.
Josiah Rodriguez, Roberts Wesleyan Accounting.
Savannah Holt, Syracuse University, Biology.
Jackson West, SUNY Brockport Business.
Lila Brigham, University of Georgia, Advertising and Public Relations.
Ella Martelata, SUNY Geneseo Early Childhood Education.
Alexander Goodrich, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Homeland Security and Intelligence, United States.
Ava Actel, SUNY Morrisville Equine Science.
Anthony Adams, Workforce. Deanna Bryant, Damon University, Physician Assistant.
Zamora Garcia Cacique, SUNY Niagara Childhood Education. Woo!
Emily Dewiger, University at Buffalo, Biology.
Zachary Bear, SUNY Fredonia, Communications, Broadcasting, and Journalism.
Haley Pasnick, Military, Army, National Guard.
Chase Crop, Workforce. Daniel Aquilina, Niagara University, Business.
Mackenzie Bear, SUNY Buffalo, Mechanical Engineering and Aeronautical.
Paul Bogman, II, Workforce. He's the third. It says the second.
Cheyenne Bowman, Niagara University, Criminology.
Caleb Byer, Workforce.
JC Kraft, Damon, NCCC, Nursing.
Liliana Emmert, SUNY Erie Human Services.
Alexis Capon, Workforce.
Connor Bear, Workforce.
Lillian Beals, SUNY Erie, Dental Hygiene.
Garrett Armenia, SUNY Polytechnic Institute, Cybersecurity.
Allie Osman, SUNY Brockport, Kinesiology. Madeline Hollows, Workforce.
Sean Labiak, Cornell University, Biological Sciences, Pre-Medical Track.
Emily Livergood, University of Buffalo, Chemical Engineering.
Tegan Lathrop, Workforce.
Tate Lathrop, Workforce.
Cassidy Kirsch, Villa Maria, Photography.
Ronan Klug, Alfred State College, Auto Diesel Technology.
Abigail Gleischall, SUNY Potsdam Music Education.
Joseph Jopp Jr., Workforce.
Mackenzie Gardner, SUNY Niagara Welding.
Scott Clark, SUNY Brockport, Computer Information Systems.
Caitlin Metler, Damon University, Physical Therapy.
Daniel Moore, Workforce.
Jasmine Molina, SUNY Brockport, Psychology.
Braden Ricker, SUNY Brockport Business.
Juliana Pierce, Workforce.
Lawson Riggle, SUNY Niagara, Computer Information Systems.
Brooklyn Schumacher, SUNY Brockport, Sports Management.
Ashley Schultz, Alfred University Arts.
Jarrett Schoolcraft, Alfred State College, Auto Diesel Technology.
Madison Rice, Workforce.
Evan Kuros, Military, United States Navy.
Aubrey Parker, SUNY Fredonia, Early Childhood Education.
Cameron Pittler, SUNY Niagara, Liberal Arts.
Caitlin O'Connor, SUNY Cobleskill, Canine Training and Management.
Eric Powell, SUNY Niagara, Business.
Olivia Marcillo, SUNY Brockport, Education.
Samantha Isabella Streckwald, Eckerd College, undecided.
Neil Stanzik, SUNY Niagara, Computer Science.
Ava Udell, OCC, Physical Therapy.
Connor Westlick, Workforce.
Elizabeth Yagaric, Workforce.
Brady Schwartz, Rochester Institute of Technology, Computer Engineering Technology.
There's a mouthful. Charisma Washington, Buffalo State, undecided.
Matthew Van Kuren, SUNY Brockport, Sports Management.
Allie Trombley, SUNY Fredonia, Early Childhood Education.
Chance Sosha, SUNY Niagara Culinary Institute, pastry chef.
Cassidy Stover, SUNY Niagara, Human Services.
Christopher Seib, Workforce.
Shaylin Sidebottom, Genesee Community College, Substance Abuse Counseling.
Guinevere Fuller, SUNY Brockport Communications. Woo!
What's happening? Is everything okay?
She already went out. Yeah, they just couldn't hear her because the microphone wasn't working. That's all.
We want to make sure we had that picture set up, and I think we got one more student to get that picture done. But again, thank you, everyone. Just one more little instruction for the class of 2025. If I could have all the class officers please stand and face your peers, please. Class officers, please stand and face your peers. Again, at this time, on the count of 3, you'll be turning the tassels for the class of 2025. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations to the class of 2025.